Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, GM Money here, and I'm bringing you some StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm action. You might be saying, whoa, why is things a little quicker than normal? Well, to be quite honest, this is a very long game, and to try to keep the upload time as small as possible, I am speeding up the first couple minutes of this matchup just to get things along. Once it gets a little bit farther, and once I see a little bit of tech in, spawning pool and stuff like that up, and actually any chance of seeing some action, I will be slowing it down. It's just gonna make things a lot easier for me in the editing portion, so hopefully you guys don't mind. And yeah, but like I said, this is gonna be a long game, so sit back, relax, enjoy the game, go grab a brew, some vodka Red Bull, your favorite drink of choice. If you're under 21 and live in the US, get yourself a chocolate milk. Ooh, we messed up on the micro to block the hatchery right there. But just sit back and relax and enjoy the commentary. But yeah, from what I heard, I've heard a couple people talking about this gameplay. I knew I had a LiquidSnute replay pack. I took a look, the replay was in there, and I'm like, gotta cast it. Got to friggin' cast it. So with that being said, let's get into it. Once it hits around 5 minutes, I will slow it down to the normal speed rate. And right now it does look like our Zerg and Protoss matchup is getting to where they should normally be around this time. The Zerg is on 3 bases, our Protoss is on 2, and we are back to normal speed. If we take a look right in the front of the base, we did see a very quick expand from our Protoss player. He elected to go the Forge expand, so very nice little setup for our Protoss player. And on the downside with the Zerg, he ended up throwing the spawning pool down first into expansion. Very smart idea, just for the sheer fact you always go spawning pool first. So, well, spawning pool first against Protoss for the sheer fact, because if you try to go hatchery first, a lot of times you'll see a cannon in the back of your base eating your drone line up. Quite an easy, yeah. You don't want to lose a hatchery to a cannon. Not very fun for the Zerg player. But enough of that. Let's see what type of tech these two are going to be going into. It does look like we are going for the 2 gases and the natural. Why is he going gas here first instead of his main base? Quite frankly, when you're Zerg, you want to keep this gas as long as possible. Why? It's the safest place for it. You don't want to lose your gases early on, later in the game. So, very smart idea from Snute to get his gases here. On the other side, it does look like we're going into 4 gas right now. We got that one up and that assimilator up, so we are going a very gas heavy build. I thought I saw a robotics facility building, and there is. So we are going to be seeing robo play from our Protoss player. LiquidSnute says, no! Smiley face. I guess he didn't like getting shot in the face by stalkers, because stalkers kinda hurt. It's true. But then again, we do have roaches coming on the way from our, oh, I cannot talk today. LiquidSnute, there we go. So if he does elect to start getting some immortals, he does have the sentry coming in first. So if we do see a big roach play, which it does look like is about to start popping out, if he starts going with the immortals, which is, the immortals will eat through those roaches very quickly. So I'm going to love to see how exactly this is going to be going through. We do have roach speed on the way. So it is going to be a very, very macro, tech-heavy game. And here comes the roaches. Scary little guys, just looking, waiting for that creep to connect, and all 3 bases are officially connected. So our Zerg is sitting pretty, feeling nice, and just overall enjoying where he is at this point in time. What is worrying me is what other tech is our Zerg player going to be going into. Right now, our Protoss player is going to have a huge smile on his face. He's going to see the roaches. He sees the Zerglings. He's going to know that he's going to be in a pretty decent space with this immortal. Couple centuries, and and Overseer getting shot in the face. Thing is, this isn't the biggest army in the world right now. If the force fields aren't at their best, this army can and really can do a lot of damage. But will he be able to? It's all going to depend on these force fields coming up, and actually the Mothership Core clearing off the Xel'Naga. The Mothership Core has absolutely nothing to worry about because at this point in time, nothing Snute has can hit air. But that's just for now because we do have a Spire starting to go up into the main base. So probably we're going to see Muta play. Why do I think we're going to be seeing Muta play? Mutas are friggin' incredible in Heart of the Swarms. It's just a really, really strong unit composition right now. Muta pretty much eats everything, and if you have anything that does do damage, they'll fly in, do their damage, and then run away. Heal up, do damage, run away. Pretty much picture how the Reapers are, but in the air. They heal so quickly, but we have a nice, that is a lot of sentries. 2 Immortals. I guess you could call this a mini Immortal all-in from our Protoss player. With the 2 Immortals, a lot of sentries, and we do have a Warp Prism in this composition too. So he will be able to do heavy reinforcements if he really well decides. And why did he do that? I think that was a misclick from our Protoss player. This is a Grandmaster game, so you normally don't see that type of mistake. And right now, this is not what our Protoss player wants to be doing, throwing force fields for no reason. And he has 29... Is that 29 sentries? No. Oh, whew. I thought it said 29 sentries for a second. That is nowhere near 29 sentries. But yeah, this right here is going to be devastating to this because they do not really have that much that can attack the air. Look at those force fields all over the map, kind of blocking everything off over here. We do see that is why the Mothership Core is such an amazing unit. This ability right here, the mass recall, you no longer need a full Mothership Core to send all your units home. And you see LiquidSnute say, what a unit. Ooh, are we going to try to get a run by right there? We are, but one, force field's really good, and the army is in great position. However, right now, our Mothership Core does not have enough power for a Photon Overturn. There is a lot of stuff coming in for the Protoss third base. Is it going to be able to hold it off? It's tough to say. I think he will be just fine for now. These Mutas are taking so much damage right now. Wow, let's take a look at the units lost tab real quick. 150 loss difference right now. Not too much. And what was that Muta doing? That Muta thought he was a baller. He was going to run on in there and pretty much just dominate on his own, but a bunch of Stalkers blinked in and pretty much decimated. But this is where the Zerg is going to have a little bit of momentum. However, we do have Phoenix, so these Mutalisks are not going to be able to do the harassing ability that they do want. Why? Phoenix are very good against Mutalisks. They pretty much hard counter them. Why? They outrange them. They, I believe, outspeed them, if I'm not mistaken. Let's take a look. Their speed is 4. What is the speed of these guys right here? Yeah, 4.25. So pretty much in a head-to-head fight, they will be kited around all day with the range difference and everything along those lines. Right there, hallucinated Phoenix, trying to see where exactly the army was, and they saw no problems whatsoever. Right now, I don't agree with this move, but Snute is trying to move in pretty much against the core army, and he actually did get through. Will he be able to take down these probe lines? He is electing to go for the tech instead. The robo facility does go down, and I believe 2 gateways went down as well. So a lot is going on right now. He is now focusing down on the expansion, and will he be able to take it down? Absolutely not, but the base of his army is safe for now, the Mutas. Those are what he's trying to keep. He did incorporate a couple of Corruptors. Let's take a look at the units lost tab. Right now, LiquidSnute did not do well in that last engagement at all. falling way behind in that last engagement. However, LiquidSnute is still not giving up. He is going in for another attack. However, it is going to be scattered out by a bunch of zealots. However, that is going to give time for LiquidSnute to come in and pretty much just try to focus down this army. And is he going to be able to do it? Well, he should be able to kite this all day, all night. Is he going for the extended range? He is. But, ooh. When you have this many Phoenix and this many Stalkers, do not run your, pretty much your Air Zerg into Protoss. The Protoss Death Ball with their new and improved air is a sight to behold, and right now we see a whole bunch of roaches trying to run in and do what they can. But again, I don't think he's being very cost effective with his units right now, just charging him into pretty much a tight little point right over here. There's no way to get this around, and he is just losing so much right now. We do see more and more trying to come in. He finally started to elect some Hydralisks into this army. Very good, they attack so very quickly and do so much DPS. However, if you get a couple Hydras out of position, this Phoenix army will eat them up so quickly because they are a light unit, and pretty much Phoenix do extra damage versus light. As you saw right there, how fast those Hydras just melted away to the Phoenix. However, right now, LiquidSnute, what to do? He has mutas, he has corruptors, and at this point in time, they're not really getting the job done. However, that was a little bit of a mistake from our Protoss player. He just let them sit there for a little while, take some free shots from the Zerg player, and right there, as we see, this army is going down relatively quickly. Our Protoss player did add a couple of Void Rays into his army. The reason why he did that is to deal with the Corruptors. Void Rays are, at this point in time, almost a hard counter to Corruptor. Once they use the prismatic alignment, extra damage, as you see, to armored units. So that is pretty much that. And this game has been almost non-stop action. I'm loving it. Let's take another quick look at the units lost. Over 2 times the resources lost from our Zerg player. And a lot of people are like, holy crap, Snute's in trouble. He is behind. I would give the edge to our Protoss player at this point in time. But what's the difference? 1, 2. What's going on here? Pretty much just clearing out. What was I going at? Oh, we do have a little bit of a harassment coming from our Protoss player. These Phoenix are coming in trying to clear up as much as they possibly can. They take out 2 queens, a couple drones. What is the drones looking like right now? 13 drones have been taken out. 5 drones have been taken out for our Protoss player. So the Protoss player Phoenixes are getting their work in. They have been just Overlord destroying at this point in time. However, we do see another attack coming in from the front. We did have a Colossus up, but the Colossus was quickly focus fired. Do we have enough energy for Photon Overcharge? We do. So if he elects, and he does, Photon Overcharge, pretty much a giant cannon just wreaking havoc on the army in front. As we take a look at the units lost, still about double the supply lost. And these Phoenix are finally meeting their match with the Infestors. One did seem to get away, but these guys did so much damage. He pretty much forced the Zerg player to build more Overlords. He was forcing the Zerg to try to find a way to get anti-air to deal with it. So now what is our Zerg player focusing on doing? He is getting Vipers, so he could use that Yoink Micro to pretty much, if he sees a deadly unit and it's far away and it's pretty much wiping out his army, he's going to yoink it into the middle of the army and pretty much take it down immediately. But what I was saying before is, look at the amount of bases that our Zerg player is essentially on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bases. So he has lost a lot of resources. However, he's not out of it yet. Nowhere close. But this is absolutely incredible match thus far. And we finally have carriers have arrived. They are on the way. and he's finally focusing up on the attack, air, and air defense. So he is trying to go for the heart of the Protoss army at this point in time. He's trying to keep his army in a good position that he could pretty much defend both the top and bottom bases. And will he be able to handle it? We do have another huge, well, not a huge attack, but a decent sized attack coming in. Is he going to try to focus down the Nexus? He is. Will he be able to save it? He did do the photon overcharge, and the Nexus is going to go down. However, was it worth it? 400 minerals lost. He is not even focusing down the probes, and he lost his entire army. That is going to hinder pretty much mining for a little bit, but if you look at that, this base has been pretty much mined out. If we do take a look at the units lost, a lot of the probes actually did go down. I did not think that many went down, but apparently they did. Now we have the lone zealot just working. His job is creep cleanup. So you can call this guy the doctor because he's dealing with the tumors. Oh, that was a horrible joke. Horrible joke. And for that horrible joke, that poor zealot dealt with it accordingly by pretty much just getting destroyed. We do have a Dark Templar on the map. We have a whole bunch of cannons trying to protect this base, but I do not think it's going to be enough. And pretty much he is focusing down the cannons, giving our Protoss a lot of time to bring his army in. But he is going to lose a couple probes in the process. And actually his Colossus were taking the long way around. He should have walked them right on in. And let's take another look. So it's 16-19 right now. LiquidSnute has killed more of the probes than drones lost. And we do take a look at the units tab right now. Let's see how many they actually have. We have 99 drones right now to the 82. So both economies are still going to be very strong. And here we have yet another huge attack coming in. We do have a whole bunch of spine crawlers trying to plant in that wall of crawl, and we have brood lords. Brood lords are not used enough in Heart of the Swarm right now because everyone's trying to find all the new units. We do see the Vipers with that Yoink Micro pulling in the Colossus. They try to focus them down. They are going down very, very quickly. And like I said, all those Corruptors are pretty much just destroyed. And right now, these Broodlords are pretty much have nothing to protect them at this point in time. We do have a whole bunch more of the Corruptors starting to come in, but once this prismatic alignment comes back, I can see him turning around and trying to engage this army, because this army will destroy this army very, very quickly. However, he's deciding to say, you know what, I'll let my Archons deal with you because you can attack ground. However, the Broodlords were close behind. So I do think our Protoss players should have engaged right there, but these guys are the pros and grandmasters, and I am not. As you see, he is warping in more of these guys to being Broodlord, so he is going very Sky Zerg now. So Sky Zerg versus Sky Toss, and oh my god, I think that was that their waypoint, because yes, Void Rays are very good right now, but two Void Rays will not kill this many Corruptors. I actually do want to see. It does look like he did fix their waypoint, and let's see what comes of this. We do have the Broodlords pretty much just sitting back right now, trying to lay siege to this Nexus. If it does go down again, I do not know if he will actually try to rebuild it. And all of the Corruptors are moving in right now. Will the Void Rays be enough? And LiquidSnute's like, yeah, I'm gonna back out for now. I don't want to fight your Void Rays right now. And here we go. One Void Ray stood up a little too close, and all the Corruptors pretty much just focused him down. We have another Colossus lost. We do have a Void Ray yanked right into the middle of the army, and oh, I think he might lose this. Is he going to lose it? It's going to be close. Nope. That's not going to be close because viPro pretty much said, have it, brah. I don't even want it no more. Interesting. Our Protoss player did use Time Warp trying to slow down the units, but it doesn't really work that way. He might have been trying to focus down the Broodlings with that, but I don't think it was worth it. Right now we do have the Broodlords coming into position to focus down, I guess this was the 4th or 5th base. And I don't know if our Protoss player is going to engage, and he does decide to, and he is pushing in with his Archon, Void Ray, Colossus, single carrier army. And right now it is pushing the Zerg back. Our Protoss player is actually already maxed out again, and LiquidSnute's like, 2 seconds, bro, I'll be remaxed too. And this is a very standoffish game. Non-stop action and so much scariness going on right now. And by scariness, I mean I have no idea what's going on. I am scared for both players, and pretty much LiquidSnute's pushing in again, and he's like, I got this, bro, don't worry. Does look like we have a Dark Templar and a couple Zealots in the middle of the Zerg territory right here, trying to do as much damage as he possibly can, but with the wall of crawl over there, and pretty much any Zerglings he wants to just rush right in, he should be fine. But right now we are seeing our Zerg player getting pushed back again. Protoss Air is so friggin' good in Heart of the Swarm. The only thing he is missing right now is the Tempest to really focus down those Broodlords extra quickly. But you know what? That is fine. Void Ray is real good. And let's take a look over here. We do still have one lone Zealot trying to focus down and do as much damage as humanly possible. These Corruptors decide, hey, I'm going to come and take a look and see what's going on. And here we go. The Spine Crawlers are finally up, and we can actually see what is going on. I am going to take a look at the units lost tab to see where both players stand, and as we see, LiquidSnute is still around where he was, a little less than double, I believe, but whew, he is going to be in for a fight right now. Whoa, did not mean to hit that. But right now, this game is extremely, extraordinarily close. It does look like our Protoss player was trying to expand, and our Zerg ain't letting it right now. He is using the mobility of the Zerglings to pretty much get all over the map as quick as he can and pretty much deal as much damage as humanly possible. We do have a Templar Archives up trying to research Storm, and if he can, this Storm will play a huge role in future fights if he does manage to keep it alive. And right now it does look like he will be able to, because his entire army did manage to come in and clean out all those Zerglings. Now, since he is so heavy on the minerals right now, he's electing to throw down many cannons just to pretty much protect and stall against any type of damage that would be coming his way. Whew, I am starting to lose my voice over this game, guys. Sorry about that. But right now, it is pretty much going to be a little bit of a standoff period where both players elect to do the little upgrades, do whatever they can to try to get a slight edge. We are getting a few more infestors. So LiquidSnute at this point in time is going to play this off. If it is Wings of Liberty, he is getting those infestors up. He does have the Broodlords. He does have a ton of Corruptors. So we're going to see which way a play is going to win the match, at least for now. Is it going to be the Heart of the Swarm way with Air Toss? Or is it going to be the Wings of Liberty play that everyone was complaining about so much of the Broodlord, Corruptor, Infestor way? And oh my god, did that Mothership Core go down so quickly. Right now, holy crap, this creep spread is incredible. It is all the way up to the Protoss, I almost said viPro's base. Pretty much at this point in time, if the creep spread continues to go as it is, our Protoss player isn't going to even be able to expand in any more bases. And right now, he focused this down, and he's trying to spread the creep all the way into the 4th base. This is incredible, and we see the Lone Stalker right now trying to clear up as much creep as humanly possible, but these Broodlords are like, GTFO, bro, GTFO. And, ooh, wow, that was actually a really freaking far shot. I don't think it should have actually hit this Stalker. But that's fine. We have so many Corruptors, and the entire army starting to move to the northern base right now. So if Snute continues what he's doing, he's pretty much just aiming to, listen, Protoss Air really freaking good. I'm just going to try to outlast you, brah. He is trying to focus down on all the bases that still have minerals and stuff, and he is going to force viPro to pretty much spend his bank. And remember, right now, gas is the most valuable asset to both these players. And if our Protoss player loses all his gas, he's not going to be able to make air, he's not going to be able to make stalkers, he's not going to be able to make anything that shoots up. Right now, he did elect to shoot a whole bunch of the infestors to try to delay this army, but I don't think it's going to work. And look at this right now. he is actually using those fungals extremely well, especially since they've been nerfed so much since Wings of Liberty. And the storms have not really been doing too much at this point in time. We do see a couple feedbacks coming up, and right now he is shooting out as many infestors to pretty much help with the little anti-air and do as much damage as humanly possible. Will he be able to take out that Void Ray? The answer is absolutely yes. And Neural Parasite, he's going for the Parasite. However, again, this is not Wings of Liberty. He will not be able to use it against the Mothership Core. So right now, it does look like we are going for 3-3. So the air is going to be fully upgraded. How about ground? Ground, not even close to being fully upgraded. He still needs to focus on the ground armor. But at this point in time, is it worth it? Because our Protoss player is pretty much going pure air for the rest of this game, if he wants to actually be serious about beating the Zerg player. Again, our Protoss player is trying to expand. Why? Because he needs more gas to stay in this game, and I think he is going to be forced out relatively soon. And as we see, the infestors are saying, see, we're still viable. They are shooting out so many infested Terrans all over this base, pretty much focusing down all these cannons, trying to do as much damage as humanly possible. Pretty much it's an attack at every front. He's using the ill mobility of Protoss air to get as much damage done as humanly possible. At this point in time, I don't think he really even needed to bring this army in, because the cannons pretty much held up and did what they were supposed to, protect the base. So let's take a look. As we see right now, the air and speedling army are all over the map. It's really hard to deal with this type of army. We have the creep even pushing in farther into the 4th base, and now they are focusing down on this Nexus. We do have one DT trying to defend and say, I got this, don't worry about it, but it should go down. I do not see this army getting there in time. Our Protoss player isn't even moving. I'm not sure if he sees what's going on, and pretty much everything gets cleared out, which is not a good sign. I mean, the creep tumors are pretty much done for now. This base, yeah, it's still standing, but there's not really much to it. There is still 300 gas remaining here, but at this point in time, it's starting to look more and more like our Zerg player is starting to gain more and more ground. And look at this creep. This creep is so friggin' good. The base is finally up. He's still throwing down as many cannons as humanly possible, but this part of the base right here has no cannons really to protect it. Why? Creep is in the way. We see a poor Archon come in, and actually this Archon's getting in a lot of free shots. The Viper tried to pull him in, but apparently they couldn't see in time. A whole bunch of broodlings are running into the cannons and just pretty much shooting one infestor right in the face. So at this point in time, if you're the Protoss player, I have no idea what you would do. Maybe try to go full force into it, but I'm trying to think right now. I mean, the Broodlords aren't really going to do too much against the Protoss air. I mean, the one Colossus here will die, the Archons will die, but it's all about these Corruptors and everything right now, and pretty much these Broodlords right now are just starting to whittle down here and there. We see viPro trying to jockey for position right towards the upper part of the map. And what's going on over here? More Zergling Vipers, and to pretty much stall, I think he's just going to attack both bases at once, pretty much see what happens. Right now we do have the Binding Cloud on these cannons. Beautiful play. It's pretty much not allowing the cannons to hit unless the Zerglings are right on front. And right now, all those cannons easily clear all that away. And right now, we see the Protoss player backing up to the Broodlords. And at this point in time, I don't know if that's the best position. We do have a High Templar that might snipe out that Infestor. Does he? Absolutely not. And one of these, ooh, right there. Beautiful, beautiful feedback. And we do have the Infestors continuing to do, well, I really can't talk anymore. Fungal growth. There we go. And we finally have a couple of Tempests starting to come in. Look at one shot from the Tempest. Does so much damage. These Tempests are a very important role in pretty much dealing with the Broodlord army, which we haven't really seen yet. So Now that we finally got it introduced into the army, we should see if this actually does help. Right now we do see the Protoss Air Force just marching right through the middle of the map, trying to take out pretty much everything. There are a lot of spores and spines set up right here, so will they actually have any big impact on this army? We do have all the Protoss Air Force actually getting pushed back right at this point in time. A lot of the Tempests were actually left behind during that whole fight. So will he actually be able to deal with all these Corruptors? They still have a couple seconds before the prismatic alignment is ready. And will they be able to click it immediately? It doesn't even matter. They go down so quickly. And it does look like LiquidSnute's air superiority is now in full effect. We have the one carrier versus a whole bunch of Corruptors. It does look like the age of Zerg Air has officially begun. And the Broodlords are pretty much just raining damage and hell upon everything. With the army composition right now, Broodlord, Zergling, Viper, Corruptor. We do have 5 Void Rays on the way right now, so it does look like he is going to be trying to stick with this air army. I really do feel that excuse me guys, I am so sorry about that. I really do feel that not having those Tempests in the army for a longer period of time did affect the battle. He just did not have enough Tempests. And right now we do have a whole bunch of cannons trying to hold off and stall until this Air Force does come to be. He does have a handful of Void Rays right now, which might actually be able to deal with that all those Corruptors. But they are getting the damage done, and it is forcing, again, our Protoss player to use all his gas. But on the other side of things, our Zerg player is extremely low on gas. So both players, whoever runs out of gas first and army first, is going to probably be the loser of this game, unless just a huge wipeout of the other army occurs. So at this point in time, this is going to be a scary place for both players. They both have a ton of minerals in the bank, while our Zerg player just elected to use a whole bunch to make technically that would be 44 Zerglings, because 2 come an egg. But we'll see how this outcome occurs. He is going to be losing 2 of his Stargates. He quickly cancels what's in there, and I really do think this is a battle our Protoss player would win. He does need to start going in and taking on these Corruptors head on, or it's not going to go too well for him in the future. Right now, it does look like our Zerg is so confident where he stands. He is starting to expand in Protoss territory, and literally all over the territory of the base. Not only is this going to help him with the minerals, but if somehow our Protoss player does push the Zerg out, this is all going to be creep, and it's going to take a long time to clear up. So that is the biggest issue for our Protoss player right now. Not only is he fighting Zerg army, he's going to have to deal with this creep before he can even expand anymore. And as we go around the base right now, it does seem like everything is starting to calm down. Our Zerg player is, again, starting to be on multiple bases. So this is exactly, again, where the Zerg wants to be. And right now, our Protoss player is pretty much out of bases. It does look like the creep didn't go quite far enough. He is going to be expanding over here, and he is going to need that base. Right now, we have a whole bunch of Zerglings trying to do any damage they possibly can. But the Void Rays are kicking them out and saying, get out of our house. Right now we do have a whole bunch of Vipers trying to fly across the map. And, ooh, these Broodlords are in a beautiful spot right now, just focusing down all these poor little probes. We are looking at the pretty much Protoss player push in right now. And again, he's pulling back, but look at the Vipers yanking in all of these Void Rays. But it does look like all these Void Rays are going to escape. Actually, no! The Vipers are like, get over here, and pretty much destroyed, except that one Viper just got feedback and pretty much exploded. Poor blood. We have blood and parts all over the friggin' map. And here we go. We do have our Protoss player pretty much long mining. Finally, the Nexus is up. But both players, actually, the Zerg is in pretty decent space right now because he does have the bases to fall back on. He does have a decent gas income at this point in time. But our Protoss player,
is in a tight position, but he is not out of it yet, just for the sheer fact his army will do so much damage to the Zergs. But again, this is what he needs to look out for. We finally have shown the Viper's strengths, pulling in the Protoss army where it doesn't want to be. A Protoss army together will destroy everything. A Protoss army by itself with very few units will be destroyed very, very quickly. And that's why the Vipers are so strong in this game. And quite frankly, we do have Zealots trying to go around the map, snipe what they can, and actually seem to succeed right here, at least for now. And will these creep terminers land? No, I actually thought that was done in time. Apparently I was wrong. But right now, the entire map is almost filled with creep. This is hysterical right now. And I have no idea what our Protoss player is going to do at this point in time. We have a whole bunch of Zerglings starting to pile on in again. And pretty much, whoa, they almost left them to live. And pretty much they are going to get surrounded, but Zealots are very good against Zerglings, and they are focusing down. These few Zealots run to the cannons and say, save me, please save me, and then the reinforcements have arrived. And for those of you who don't know, Void Rays are pretty good against ground units that can't shoot up. It's true. What is this? You have a random hatchery just starting to go up, and the drone's like, I'm out of here. I don't want to be a hatchery that bad. And we do see a whole bunch of Zerglings starting to run in to the expansion. They were almost a mini wall for a second, and all these probes are going to go down. Oh my god, the horror. And where are you guys going? He's actually running into a wall of pearl, and oh my god, the fungal! The fungal! Holy crap. That's a 10. That's a lot of distance. I mean, it is, I don't know what we could do right now. Let's take a look at the units lost right now. Or is our player still a little behind, but he's the only one actually mining right now, and all the Void Rays are getting yanked in! Oh my god. The damage. And the Protoss player does throw out the GG and leaves the game. Woo! What a game. I'm speechless right now, guys. This was a hell of a game. This is probably my favorite game I casted so far. Non-stop action, a whole lot of fun. Hopefully you did enjoy it. If you did, feel free to hit the like button, subscribe, comment, and all the other stuff. And take care, guys, and have a great one.